Welcome to Guruk Primary School. You have made the best choice for your child, as the Weirun School, as it's affectionately called, is a fabulous wee school.
Hello there, welcome to this video, an induction video for Guruk Primary School. My name is Mrs Murray and I'm the head teacher here at Guruk Primary School, and I'd like to welcome all of you to this video and hopefully to our school at some point in the future. At Guruk Primary, we're a family here where every child matters, everyone is welcome, and all the staff work really hard here to provide a nurturing, caring environment for your child to come in and to be encouraged and challenged to be the best they can be, to reach their potential. I'm hoping this video will give you a little flavour of what we're all about, but if after watching it you have any queries, concerns, anything at all you'd like to ask, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You can give us a wee call at school or you can email us through the school email address. I hope to speak to you all soon and to be able to welcome you to Guruk Primary. Thank you for watching. See you soon.
Our school values. At Guruk Primary, we base our school life on 5 particular values that have been agreed and shared by the whole school community. Our first school value is respect. We are a rights respecting school and respect the rights of all. We are also aware of the responsibilities that rights bring. We are honest with others and true to ourselves. We are resilient and we learn ways to bounce back when things don't go well for us. We are tolerant of others, no matter what. We know that we're all human. We have the same feelings and all want to be treated with kindness. Finally, care. We care about ourselves, our friends, our family, our community, and the world around us. We not only care, but we work towards helping others and contributing to a sustainable world. We've worked hard over the years to embed the values of several meaningful initiatives as well. So, we've recently been revalidated as an eco school. We're also a fair trade school who support fair trade whenever possible. And we also hold the Sports Scotland Gold School Award, meaning we promote health, fitness and physical activity both during and after school hours. If you're watching this video, it's probably because your child is about to join Primary 1. And we know there's loads and loads of concerns for parents when they first bring their child to primary school. But don't worry, we will really look after your child when he or she comes to our school in August, or maybe at some other time. With our new Primary 1 classes, we have new buddies. Buddies are boys and girls from Primary 7 who like to buddy up with a Primary 1 and help support them, particularly during those first few special, exciting and perhaps slightly daunting days. Buddies in Primary 7 will meet their buddies in Primary 1 ordinarily before the summer holidays if everything is going well. After the summer holidays in August, there'll be loads of opportunities for the Primary 7s to help the Primary 1s in the playground. They'll get to meet them in the classroom, take part in some activities like paired reading or some playground games, things like that. And there'll be somebody who your Primary 1 child can rely on and make friends with and help support through that first exciting year. Here's just some information about class sizes. No Primary 1 class can exceed 25 in total. In Primary 2s and 3s, it's 30 in total as a max number. And in Primary 4 to 7, classes can be up to 33 in size. At Guruk Primary, that tends not to be the case, although now and again it is. Sometimes, depending on class structures, we have to form composite classes. Composite classes have more than one year group in them at a time. For example, a primary 3-2, a primary 5-6. And these particular classes again have smaller numbers. They have a maximum of 25 children. So on Wednesday the 18th of August, from then on, our school hours are a 9 o'clock start till 11:15. Then it's a playtime where your child will get the chance to have a small snack and drink from 11:15 until 11 o'clock. We also have playground toys that the boys and girls can take part in, and certainly for the first few weeks, they will hopefully, all going well, get to play with their buddies in the playground if that's what they wish. From 11 until 12:30, that's the second block of learning, and therefore at 12:30 it's lunchtime, where your child will have their packed lunch or their canteen lunch in the canteen. Primary ones tend to be first in the canteen, particularly at the beginning of the year, so that they can settle quickly into the canteen routine. Your primary one will be fully supported by support staff and on occasions with their buddies as well. 1:30 until 3:15 is the final block of learning during the day. We tend to let our primary ones out a little bit earlier than the rest of the school, particularly at the beginning, to allow them to be dismissed safely and in a calm fashion before the rest of the school comes out. But you'll be told a little bit more information about that nearer the time. Your first day might look slightly different. It might not be a 9 o'clock start, but again, we'll communicate that with you just before the start of the term. As I mentioned on the previous slide, collection from school will be just before the rest of the school. We'll make sure that your child is dismissed from the front gate to a responsible adult, directly to a responsible adult. We will not let your child leave unattended. If there are any changes to the end of the day, for example, maybe somebody different is coming to collect your child, please let us know so we can let the teacher know, who'll then expect to see somebody different at the end of the day for your child. This is obviously of the safety and security of your children. All the doors in the school have security entrance, so no parent would be able to enter our school. No one will be able to enter our school unless they have a security badge to get in. During term time, we strongly discourage late coming and absence due to holidays. We understand that sometimes there are exceptional circumstances for parental holidays, but we would ask that you communicate that to us and we can have a chat about it at the time. If your child needs to be away from school, perhaps for a particular appointment, a dental appointment, a doctor's appointment, please just let us know and we'll make sure that that is put into the register. Late coming, again, that's something we do really strongly discourage, because at the beginning of the day, the children tend to be getting set up for the rest of their day. They get settled and it can really unsettle a child and they can miss out on some key learning. A lot of the key learning in classes is done first thing in the morning. So it's not a good thing if your child is regularly coming in late. So please try to be on time. We ask at the start of the term, we ask for your emergency contact details. Again, this is for the safety, security and health of your child, and we keenly encourage you to fill those forms in as quickly as possible in the event that there is an emergency and we have to get in contact. If throughout the year your mobile phone changes or you move house, again, we ask you to let us know, because that can always make a difference in the case of an emergency. You'll see when you drop your child off in the morning that there are adults scattered throughout the playground. They're there obviously to supervise play and to make sure that they can help any child if there is a fall or an accident. When it's a wet play or a wet morning, our children are supervised in classes. If it's very wet in the morning, we'll ask the children to come in before the bell at 9 o'clock. If it's just a little bit smirry, we ask that all children are wearing a waterproof jacket or coat anyway, so that it's okay for them to be out, if it's not too wet. During the sunny weather, if we ever get any, we would ask that you make sure you put sun cream on your child before they come to school. During playtime as well, we encourage healthy snacks. We are strictly no nut school. We don't have any nuts, as we have several children within our school community who have nut allergies, and if they're in the vicinity of anyone eating nuts, it can be a very serious situation for them. So strictly no nuts either at playtime, in snacks, or in lunch boxes if your child is having a packed lunch. We're a health promoting school, so we do encourage the healthy snacks and a drink of water throughout the day. So we ask that your child brings in a water bottle and they can sip the water throughout the day. That's very, very good for their health. And we ask that they do not bring juice to school for drinking throughout the day. A drink of juice is fine with their snack or with their lunch, but not for throughout the day during class time. Lunchtime in school. Well, Scottish Government currently fund free school meals for all children from primary 1 to primary 4. So for the first 4 years of your child's life in school, if this continues, they will not need to pay for a lunch. If your child prefers to have a packed lunch, that's great. They can bring it into school and they will still sit with their peers, the rest of their friends in the canteen. There'll be no difference made. So packed lunch is fine. Again, please keep it healthy. Don't give your child too much to eat, particularly too many sweet things. A nice healthy balance in the packed lunches, please. Families at Goodwick Primary love to turn their children out in a smart school uniform. Colours for everyone are a white shirt with the school tie, grey trousers or skirt or shorts, and black shoes. Okay, when it's cooler, a navy jumper can be worn. You'll see some people wearing jumpers with the school badge or cardigans with the school badge. The school badge is not obligatory at all, so don't feel under pressure to buy these particular types of garments. But the colour would be navy. For a jumper or a cardigan. You'll also see some boys and girls wearing blazers, particularly in primary 1. The blazers are super smart, really, really lovely, but again, not compulsory. We are very, very conscious of the cost of the school day. These garments can cost a lot. You might also see some of the girls wearing lovely wee pinafores that are school colours, the navy with the yellow stripe through. Again, these garments are really expensive. They are lovely, really expensive, but absolutely not. They're not part of our school uniform, so don't feel under pressure to buy them for your child. Gym kit is a white polo shirt, a white and a navy sweatshirt, again with or without the school badge. Don't feel under pressure to buy that more expensive garment. Down below we would have maybe jogging bottoms or leggings or shorts, depending upon the weather. And on a PE day, your child would be wearing trainers, the full kit. They don't bring PE kit in the bag. They come to school dressed for PE. Okay, they don't wear their normal uniform and get changed. That takes up a lot of time and they're far more comfortable if they're good to go in their gym kit. This previous year, we have encouraged that more relaxed uniform on PE days. We are also doing a lot more outdoor learning with our boys and girls, and that's when the relaxed uniform makes it easier for the boys and girls to be able to go out and to do whatever it is they're doing outside. But for PE days, the gym kit is perfect, and we'd also try and do the outdoor learning on those days. Every other day, we'd be looking for the school uniform, if possible, the more formal school uniform. We are always finding jumpers and coats and things, and it takes us a wee bit of time to find the owner of them. So we would ask you, please put your child's name on every garment that he or she is is wearing to school and might be taking off at some point. So mostly jumpers and coats. So that would be really, really helpful for your child and for the adults who are trying to sort the lost property out. If your child takes medication or requires any kind of health input, we ask that you let us know as soon as possible, preferably before your child starts in August, so that we can get a health plan sorted out for him or her and that it's in place for the start of the term. We have first aiders, trained first aiders on site, so should your child be involved in any wee accidents, we can deal with that, firsthand in school. If we are concerned about any bumps or knocks to possible broken bones and things like that, we will always contact you. And then also as well, if your child has any bump on the head, as a matter of course, you would always be informed of that so that you can keep an eye on your child when he or she comes home. Ordinarily, we try to have extracurricular activities in school. There might be after-school clubs. You'd be informed of that throughout the year. There will also be excursions and trips, hopefully, in the coming year for your child, and you would be informed of those upcoming. And we would also make sure and ask rather that you would complete all the emergency contact forms for that and give us permission to let your child be taken out of school during school time. We take child protection very, very seriously at Goodwick Primary, and if we are ever in any doubt about your child's safety, we act accordingly. We love to communicate with our parents on a really regular basis. Sometimes you might think we communicate too often, but we try our best to keep you informed of anything that's happening in the school to help support your child. So we have a regular newsletter, usually every couple of weeks, or as required really. We email it out to all parents. You can have a paper copy if you wish, but you need to let the office know about that. We also have a website which is regularly updated, and you'll find our most recent newsletters and the historical newsletters on there too, along with lots of other interesting and helpful information. The PIP, the Parents in Partnership Group, or Parent Council, previously it was called, they have a parental Facebook page. The school does not have its own Facebook page, but we do have a Twitter account, and we regularly tweet out celebrations of learning and just any other important information that parents need to know. You'll find that most teachers have a Twitter account of their own where they can celebrate your child's learning as well. Also, we have the school email account. You can phone in as well if you need any other information. In order to raise funds for school, we like to have a monthly Come As You Please day for the children. A Come As You Please day means that your child can dress in casual clothes on the last Friday of every month. This incurs a little forfeit of £1 per child. And the money raised from the Come As You Please days goes into our school funds and is used for the benefit of your child. For example, this past year, we have used the Come As You Please fund money to buy class novels, sets of class novels for each class. And that has been really, really successful. It's helped us continue to develop the reading culture in our school. And it's been such an easy and fun way to raise money. Throughout the year as well, we have parents' meetings where we are able to communicate about your child's progress face to face, or if necessary, via a phone call. You will also receive regular school reports about your children's progress. We set targets for pupils every term and report upon those targets, evaluating them at the end of the term. So you will receive regular communications about this. During the whole of the school year, there'll be many opportunities for parents and carers to be involved in various activities, and we will be in contact with you about that. We know that many parents work or they have commitments that will not allow them to be able to be involved, but we would hope that those who can will help us out and come and support us no matter what our activities are. In school nowadays, we have a cashless school payment system called Parent Pay, and all parents will be signed up to this. Every school in Inverclyde allows this system to work, and it involves online payment for things such as school meals, for any trips, for any additional school fund, such as Come As You Please days, or for any charity donations that we are running throughout the year. The school will issue you an activation code if you don't already have a child at the school. But even if, for exceptional circumstances, if there isn't any money in your Parent Pay account, your child will always receive a meal, whether or not there is money in the account. And you'll be updated and told when you need to pay for it. Remember, all pupils in primary 1 to 4 have free school meals for the time being. Working in partnership with parents is a really important way of how we work nowadays in schools. As we recognise, as research recognises, parents as educators, you are the main educators of your child. So it's so important that we work together to get the best outcomes for your child. We have a parent in partnership group, or it used to be called Parent Council, and we meet regularly with the group and we set agendas. We invite as many new members of this group as possible to come along and to be part of the decision-making process in the school. You will receive communication about this from the Parent Council or Parent in Partnership very soon after your child starts at your school, and we encourage as many of you to become involved in this really, really important group. If at any time, though, you have any concerns about anything that's going on in school with your child, please do not hesitate to call or email in at any time. We are here to help. Moving on now, there are exciting times ahead for your child and for yourself, but it can be a little bit daunting as well. So how best can you help your child to prepare? There are loads of things you as a parent can do to help your child prepare for school. The practical things like encouraging independence when going to the toilet is really, really important. Washing hands, getting dressed, being able to be independent, getting dressed or undressed, being able to handle working zips and buttons for jackets and so forth is really, really important. This last year we've had a relaxed uniform for PE, which has meant that our pupils have come in dressed, ready for PE, and we anticipate that that will be the case. But it's still really good to ensure that your child does have that level of independence, whether it's for school or for home. See if your child can practice hanging their coat on a peg, because that's what they'll be doing every single day. And to be responsible for looking after their own belongings, such as their school bag and the content of it. Okay. Also, and this wouldn't do, I'm sure you won't be worried about this too much, but tidying up in school, tidying up after themselves, that's something you could encourage at home, and hopefully that skill will transfer to school, but it certainly wouldn't do you any harm at home, would it? So those are some of the things that will help. Now, research tells us that children who are read to and have access to books will have greater academic achievement than children who don't have access or don't have adults reading to them or are not encouraged to read at home. Your child will be required to read in school once they've learned their sounds, their phonemes, but there are certain things that you as a parent can do to help that. If you start to make them aware of the sounds that letters and words make, if you start to point out the first letter of their name and what the sound is. When we talk about the sound, we're talking about the A, B, K. Those are the sounds of the letters rather than the names of the letters like A, B, C. So the A, B, C's are are the names, but the A, B, K are the sounds. So it's the sounds that really, really help your child when they first start to read. Talking and listening skills are key in school. We want your child to be able to communicate, to express their needs, how they feel about things, even to ask for things, ask for going to the toilet, ask for anything. And so we encourage our children to come in with talking and listening skills. But you need to teach, as a parent, you need to teach them how to listen. Be a good role model. Show them what a good listener looks like. Play listening games with them, for example, saying rhymes with them. Have a quiet listening time with them. What can you hear? All of these things are really, really important for your child coming to school. Before learning to write, our children have to learn their sounds, but they also have to learn to hold a pencil. So we want them to have experience of using different things to write with, like chalk, like crayons, felt pens. Mark making is fun for young children, and these are certainly things that your child would have done at nursery. But if they're showing interest at home, please encourage, not force. Children will start to write when they're ready, but just start to encourage them gently. If they start to form letters and numbers, then they might benefit from being shown the correct formation rather than just making the shapes on the paper. There are lots of different reasons for writing, so they could help you with shopping lists, writing or signing a birthday card or a thank you card. It's great if your child can learn how to use a pair of scissors before coming to school, because that will help usually with a lot of the activities they do, particularly in primary 1. An awareness of number is something else that will really help your child, and children tend to try and do this naturally, and it's an easy thing for you as a parent to do. Counting buses going along the road or counting cars. There are lots of counting songs that you could teach your child. Looking for numbers on number plates, on doors, things like that, and getting them to recognise these numbers. Again, these are activities that they will have done at nursery if they've attended, but it's just great for you to reinforce it at home. You might be playing games at home using dice. That can also help counting numbers. Look at shapes, talk about shapes, what they're called, what colour they are, and so forth. There's a lot that you can help your child with in terms of the language of maths. There's a big cup, there's a small cup. Which one is bigger? Which one is smaller? This is called the language of math and is so important for your child to know. They don't have to know all of these things, but it does help when they first come to school. It's great to encourage your child to be good at turn taking before coming to school. That will certainly help them settle in and will allow them to play games right from the start. We do a lot of active learning in school, and it's really key for your child to be able to respond appropriately to children trying to make friends. That's something you could have a role play with at home. Encouraging development of concentration skills is also a great thing. Once your child is settled in school, there'll be homework coming along, and although the homework won't last for too long, it's good to have your child being able to sit in a quiet room with no distractions such as a game nearby or a television on or a radio. It's really, really good to encourage that level of concentration without any background noise. Once your child starts school, you'll want to talk about it. You will want to know what's going on. But please don't ask for too much information. It's just ask for what they liked about school, for example, and Encourage the positive conversations, and please don't dwell on the negative. There are always negative and positive experiences throughout the day, but please, it's so much better to dwell on the positives from school. Establish good routines from the outset. Try and get your child, if you're able to sit down and do his or her homework at the same time every day. It's great to get their bag ready the night before and their clothes ready the night before, so that it makes your morning and their morning when you're going to school much more calm and much more settled. So when the time is getting closer for your child to start school, it's a good idea to start practicing the school morning routine. For example, getting dressed, having breakfast, and plenty of time to leave. It's also really important to establish a good bedtime routine. Your child will be tired, more tired than after attending nursery, because there'll be higher levels of concentration required, and also that little bit of homework that is really key to bringing them on in primary 1. So a good bedtime routine with a relatively early bedtime. The routine is good to have a bath or a wash of some kind, and then maybe a storybook before bed. We strongly discourage the use of any digital games just before bed. Research shows us that that can stimulate the brain and does not allow your child's brain to relax and to sleep deeply for at least an hour after they've stopped playing a game. So whether it's on their phone or in some other device, please keep them off the devices at least an hour before they go to bed. A nice book is the best way to become sleepy and ready to go to bed. You might want to practice the school run as well and see how long it takes. Be mindful of the fact that when your child starts school, the traffic might be a little bit heavier as well, and add time on. So don't allow your morning to get stressed by not leaving in time. It's great to be in time a few minutes before that bell goes. Now, we've been doing this job a long time, well, certainly I have, and I can say in all my experience, the majority of children who start in primary 1 will settle well. They will love it, they'll enjoy it, they'll settle down. However, there's the odd one or two who might encounter some problems. They might take a little bit longer to settle into the school and class routine. Don't worry about this. Things will settle. We are here to help your child, to support your child, and they will settle in eventually. We want you as a parent and your child to enjoy the whole experience of starting primary school. As I said before, as a parent, when we're looking for helpers or for people to support the school, please get involved if you can. That always helps, and your child will love you for it. So, any questions? We're here to help. As I said before, give us a call, email us, talk to us at the gate. You'll always see the primary 1 class teachers at the gate. You'll always see myself, Mrs. Murray, or Mrs. McKellar, our deputy, at the gate. We don't bite, we really don't. And we want you to ask us any questions. We want to nip any problems in the bud. If we let things grow, any problems grow, it just gets harder to sort them. So we're here to nip those issues in the bud. It's our job to support both you and your child. So it's exciting times ahead. We look forward to welcoming you and your child in August. I do hope that this PowerPoint presentation has been helpful to you. If there are still questions that you have, we will answer any of those questions. As I said, the way that you can communicate with us at this moment in time is an email or a phone call. Please don't hesitate. We welcome you to our school in August. Thank you for listening.